The so-called Fab Four haven't been in the same room together in nearly 2 years, but that could change in the not-too-distant future, following reports that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are planning a royal tour in America. Meghan and Harry are reportedly looking to build bridges with the Cambridges, by having them stay at their $11 million mansion along with their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. A royal source told Heat World, they haven't had a single royal visitor since moving to America, which they know is mainly because of COVID, but now that travel restrictions between the US and UK have been lifted, they want that to change. They added, they certain that there would be no better way for them to put aside their differences than by spending quality time together in the California sunshine, away from the meddling and negativity they would have to encounter in England. And Meghan feels that they would be playing by her rules because they would be in her home and her home country. While the brothers have met in England twice since for Prince Philip's funeral and the unveiling of Princess Diana's statue, they have never really had any clear-the-air talks and put on a united front. Harry would also like them to meet his 5-month-old daughter Lilibet and bond with 2-year-old son Archie, who they've not seen since they left the royal family. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are facing renewed calls for them to be stripped of their royal titles after the Duchess of Sussex began to lobby Congress for a national paid leave policy and cold-called Republican senators. A royal expert has stated that they don't need to trade off the royal family given that she's used her royal position out of context by involving herself in American politics. Last week it emerged that the former actress had called a number of senators to discuss the prospect of a national paid leave policy. This follows her letter to Congress, addressed to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, which stated her belief that it was a national right to have access to a parental or sickness leave program. On both occasions, she introduced herself as the Duchess of Sussex, which has brought criticism from royal watchers due to the royal family's stance of avoiding politics. Speaking on talk radio, royal expert Charles Ray said, "Some months ago we talked about the prospect of Meghan having political ambitions, and even challenging for the White House. Well, here we have Meghan using her position, using her Duchess of Sussex title to get involved in a strand of American politics. She got one senator who gave her all the phone numbers that she needed, she rang all these people and it came from a number that was undetected and goes hello, it's Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. You've got this bandwagon rolling so much so that the 24 female senators, there is a plan afoot to get a dinner with Meghan so that she can discuss this plan again. She is now getting involved in American politics and it is not something that is done by the royal family, they don't do it in this country and they certainly shouldn't be doing it in America. The royal family traditionally steer clear of political debate and have previously avoided commenting on Harry and Meghan's political statements, stating that they are no longer working members of the royal family. However, reports in the Sunday Times suggested that palace courtiers were frustrated with the use of the title, with Charles Ray continuing, "From what I can gather, Buckingham Palace themselves are saying that she's using her title out of context and insists that the royal family have no say in American politics. Now she may not like it, but she's still linked to the British royal family, and I do now think it's about time that we start looking at that they don't need these titles anymore. They're living in America, there's no point in having these titles, they may as well just be Harry and Meghan Wales, it's that simple. They're well enough known, they don't to trade off the royal family." Host Kevin O'Sullivan added, "Well, if she's going to abuse it like this, and that's what she's doing, she's abusing the title she's been given. Don't miss as part of their Megxit deal last year, the couple was stripped of their royal patronages and HRH status but were permitted to keep their Sussex titles. Meghan has always demonstrated an interest in politics, and before becoming an actress, had considered a political career. She completed an internship at the US Embassy in Buenos Aires and took the Foreign Officer Service test in order to apply for a role at the US State Department. Last year, the couple received criticism after they appeared in a video for Time magazine where they urged American citizens to vote in the presidential election. It was thought that Meghan had made her position clear, as she said this is the most important election of our lifetime, indicating her support for Democratic candidate Joe Biden. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped down as senior members of the royal family in January 2020. The couple have had a rocky relationship with the media since the beginning of their relationship, with them issuing multiple warnings to the press and pleading for privacy. But amid repeated demands for privacy, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have so far not shied away from publicity, prompting Vine panelist James Max to question their strategy. The broadcaster took particular issue with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's agreement with Netflix despite the Duke's protectiveness toward his mother Princess Diana's legacy. Mr. Max said, "He shouldn't work there, Netflix, I'm sorry, he's a say, not a do-er. He speaks about the private having got there on his private jet. He speaks about no intrusion but puts publicity out there on his own basis. If you are that concerned about the publicity, walk away from the public life. Stop causing it." Jeremy Vine intervened, "Maybe he's a bit damaged. Everything that happened to his mother." But Mr. Max quipped, "A bit damaged. He's fallen off the back of a lorry and everything's broken." Mr. Vine added, "Well, hang on, there he is as a little boy, without knowing that she had 10 more years of life left. What did that do to him? You can't imagine." Journalist Ash Sarkar added, "I think that's a separate issue, which is the way in which the royal family does something incredibly traumatic to human beings. It puts their interpersonal lives, their loves, their insecurities front and center of national life, and that's one of the reasons I am a staunch Republican." Meghan Markle advised to teach Lilibet and Archie about family member amid drama. Not special. Meghan's political moves backfire as US turns on Duchess. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry plan fake royal tours trademark next year. Royal expert claims the Sussexes have recently come under fire for their reported 150 meters deal with Netflix. Many are criticizing Harry's silence surrounding the portrayal of his late mother, Princess Diana, in the Netflix show The Crown. Elizabeth Debicki has taken over the role of Princess Diana from Emma Corrin in the new season. The show has been criticized for the way it has portrayed Diana as a helpless victim. Prince Charles and Prince William have met with world leaders in Glasgow during the COP26 climate change summit. The Prince of Wales and his son have taken on more work during the conference after Queen Elizabeth II was forced to miss it due to doctors' advice. Now, Prince Harry has made sure he is part of the climate change plan after welcoming delegates of the Centre for Compassion and Altruism Research and Education, CCARE, into a conversation about climate change. CCARE tweeted, "Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, welcomed Realising a Compassionate Planet delegates to a conversation related to climate health and mental health, facilitated by Dr. James Doty." Over the years, the Duke of Sussex has launched a number of initiatives tackling the climate crisis, and has previously described it as one of the world's 2 most pressing issues. Richard Eden claimed the 37-year-old prince and his wife Meghan Markle would have hated not being present at COP26 due to the high-profile platform it offers. In a recorded video message for world leaders, the Queen praised her son Prince Charles and her grandson Prince William for their contribution to the climate debate and their environmental activism. Speaking of Harry's response on the Mail Plus podcast Palace Confidential, diary editor Richard Eden said, "They will have hated not being at COP26, I mean just the chance to talk to the whole world with Prince William there." One thing, in the Queen TMS speech, which I think will have been genuinely hurtful for Harry, was no reference to him. The Queen talked about how her husband TMS environmental concerns were being built on by his son Prince Charles and his grandson Prince William. No mention of Harry, even though the environment is something that he TMS felt very strongly about through the years, has spoken about, and he TMS even launched initiatives like Travelist to try and do something for the environment. So I think that will have been hard for him. The 95-year-old monarch was originally due to attend the COP26 summit in Glasgow but was forced to regretfully cancel her trip after receiving medical advice to remain in Windsor. Instead, a recorded video message was played to assembled delegates at an evening reception on November 1st. Both the Prince of Wales and the Duke of Cambridge, alongside their two wives, were in attendance and had been photographed with world leaders, such as US President Joe Biden and German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Both Charles and William have conducted a number of engagements throughout the week, which has included attending Stella McCartney's sustainable fashion show, meeting Earthshot Prize finalists, and hosting meetings with world leaders. The Duke of Sussex is also a passionate advocate for sustainability and the environment and has given several speeches on the matter both during his royal career and post-Megxit. He also called for a post-COVID reckoning moment for people to start tackling the climate crisis, which he linked to mental health. The Prince is also president of Africa Parks, a conservation group that works to protect natural wildlife and ecosystems in Africa's national parks. Harry and Meghan have previously come under criticism for their use of private jets. In the summer of 2019, they took 4 private jets in the space of 11 days, which included visiting Elton John's home in the south of France. The Prince has defended these trips, saying that he flies commercial 99% of the time and launched his own sustainable travel company, Travelist.